Hey, it's your buddy DFS. Time for another review, Diaclone review. Today we're looking at DA-58 Warudaros Soldier type. And, well, let's go with a little recap. It's a Decade 2040X. The Warudaros is like a humanoid form. Comes in the Gigantor form and a Soldier type form. So it's kind of where his name comes from. He uses the same circular receiver format that you see in the Raider sets and the Walder suits. So here's the box. Looking pretty nice. Alright, let's get to the promotional materials. Alright, let's look at the art book first. Love the art books. Look at that. 3 soldiers and a Gigantor in the background. Woo! There's a soldier showing how these blades and maces come together. How he forms a claw in the Absorize mode and the twin header mode. There's the Walder pod for his chest. Shows you some fancy stuff you could do with the other Raider sets. Kind of cool. And of course, right on. Here it is, a breakdown. There's one important detail you don't want to overlook on this guy. Let me see if I can point it out. Yeah, I didn't pre-screen the manual to see if I could find it. It's a little switch that's hidden on his abdomen section. It shows it right here. This will help you release machine A from machine B and remove the head unit. Alright, now Warudaros comes in a clamshell like this. Very beautiful. Very beautiful. It comes with a blue pod, Walder pod. He's machine A and machine B, very similar to the Triverse units. It says to kind of like mimic a Triverse unit. So let's get this guy in a mode and get to it. Start with the Walder pod or Rooter pod, whatever you prefer. It's got the same kind of molded detail that you see in these smaller pods. It's looking pretty good. Our pilot does one of these things again to get in there. It's a smaller pod. Feet go up. There we go. Oh, he don't want to be square. There he goes. Get in there. Put that aside for now. Take a look at machine A. Looks pretty nice. We're going to take this head unit and we're going to put it through. That noise you hear is this release button here. It can be a bit of a challenge to push this thing through and push the button at the same time. So that's how I do it. And get him a little like so. It's got a beautiful head sculpt. And we're going to take machine B. It's got kind of like dragon heads for feet. The details on that are really cool. Go ahead and straighten out that receiver. I like how those receivers are removable. In case something breaks down the line, hopefully someone will be able to 3D print one for you. Here's the hands, they fold out like so. Also, it shows there's a little tail unit. I see a lot of people in the community put it. Oh goodness! They put it right in the back here. Yeah, I like the way that looks, but the instructions show it like in here. Like, yeah, look cool too. It's got a big receiver back. Alright. Here he is. A little bit of ankle tilt on him. Doesn't have much of a... Oh yeah, that's pretty nice. There's this thigh swivel. Goes about that high. Only get 90 degrees out of that, but you can get it the other way for your other critter modes. Don't forget to put this in there. Right side up. Get the pod in there. Alright, I'll show assembly of one of these units, and then I'll put the other one together for you. Looking pretty good. And these are little holders for the mace, so you want to put them on first usually and then plug them in. And these little butts here have a T slot for placing into this claw extension. Let me put the other one together real quick. Alright, so now we're going to place these claws. You can see you can keep them here lower on the forearm. Retract his hand if you'd like. And you can have claws down here. Otherwise, they slide into position all the way down here. But there's going to be interference here with the chest. So what we do is we rotate one up like this, I think it is. Yeah, and the other one the same way. It's kind of how it shows it in the instructions. It only shows one of these like this and then the others, but as you can see, you'll probably run into some kind of collision issues. So you can do it with all of them. Place them all kind of in this circular pattern. You won't have any collision issues. There he is with his hand. Careful, there's so many little sharp points on this thing. I mean, it cut me. I don't even know how I got cut, but it cut me just now. Here we go. And that's why this is 14 plus, folks. 14 plus. Alright. He looks freaking amazing, pretty much. Let's see what else we can do with this guy. Alright, the instructions want you to take note that there's more of these T-pegs in this little circular receiver, and you can remove a few more of these guys, the claws, and place them into these pegs. Make a little bit more of a killer looking unit. And then you can take the T-peg from the bottom of the handle here and give him a kind of like a claw staff. See what that looks like. Alright, let's look at twin header mode. You're going to want to set up your claws in this kind of configuration and start out by folding the hands in. As you can see, you can get a little bit of wrist tilt out of these hands when they're closed up. Oh, not in the camera. Which looks kind of cool when he's posing his mace. I'm gonna do both sides. Gonna have to remove that little tail that we have in the back for a moment. And we're going to take this little switch, make sure it's pressed, and we're gonna pull. Oh, no. Well, whatever's easier. I'm gonna push this in a little so we can expose the central joint. Now you can see that the back side of his head looks kind of like a little insect. Love it. Love that. Now we're going to rotate the pod 180 degrees so our dude ain't upside down. So that's easier said than done. And then take these, place them in this direction, put the little tail on this guy, add the claws. So the machine A component is now pretty much assembled. This is the twin header mode, they call it. So there we go. Yeah, kind of cool. And then why they call it twin header mode is the little feet look like heads. Little dragon heads. Really cool. Now I'm just gonna go straight onto here. This will give us a little bit of forward tilt. Get him into a little bit of a dragon-esque type pose here for you in a minute. But here, this is what he's looking like. These little thruster details here are reminiscent of the other Warudaros Gigantor. I'll show you that when I show you the abs rise mode. Abs rise. Oh, also you can take the maces and you can place them back here, back in their holders. See what that looks like. And we'll get a photograph of it for you. Posed up. Wham! Boom! Bash. Looks cool. Alright. Get a photo. Alright everybody, it looks like the review space is at its wit's end here. Trying to show off abs rise mode. The only way to really show off abs rise mode, of course, is with Gigantor himself, as it becomes a large claw for Gigantor. So let me show you a little bit how that works. Let's take this out. It's a spring-loaded, really helps out there. This is the forearm of Gigantor. I just use it as an extension. The instructions show it directly in, and then using the head unit as an in-between between the two here, which, you know, works. It works. But I mean, if you already have Gigantor, why aren't you just going to use this extension for the forearm, for the shoulder. So as you can see, the unit itself, the arms fold together. Oh boy, they get pretty stiff when they're together. It's be a bit of a challenge to unpeg them once they're like this. And you're utilizing this as an angle for the shoulder. Again, I used Gigantor's original shoulder as an extension, and then Machine B, the tail plugs into the butt similar to the instructions for the soldier, and then everything kind of curls over similar to Robots in Disguise 2001 Megatron. Looks a lot like that, this guy. And we're gonna put that in there, make sure this doesn't become unlocked, and then you're going to press in the detents when you feed it in, and it'll snap right in. And now he's got a giant claw. As you can see, this Gigantor is decked out with Ghoulhead in a centaur kind of pattern. I'm going to show both soldiers combined together in a centaur pattern next. So let's get a little photograph of this guy. Alright, now we're looking at a couple of creepy crawly dudes. Let's see. We want to get this guy into like a centaur configuration, so we're going to put him back as a soldier. Get back in camera. I want to get this rotated. Push that back up. And now let's go ahead and open up his feet. There's going to be a couple details about this for getting him into this mode. He has a peg receiver here in his back portion. We're going to disconnect the mesas. We're going to get him with his claws out. And we're going to take that portion from I had in the absorized mode. We're going to do about the same thing to it. Spread out the legs. Like so. And you can see that these two portions fit together when they're back to back. Ooh, it's tight. And there you go. Got him kind of in a four-leg kind of crab mode. Let's see what we can do with this for a photograph. We can get his claws out. It's looking pretty cool. Put the other portion in a little bit of like a creeper crawly mode. Guess you can take this around. Or get back up like he's kind of like a scorpion or something. Kind of cool. And maybe even take a couple of these and give them to him. And now he's ready to pound fools and bite them. This guy's gonna claw you to death for sure. Let's get some photos, see what they look like. Alright guys, that concludes my video. Thanks dudes and dudettes for checking it out. Don't forget to give me some thumbs, It's how other people find the videos. I think that's all I got for you. Hope my next video, I think I'm gonna do ghoul type. So, you know, keep notification bell running. Y'all have a great evening. Take care. Take it easy. DFS signing out.
Diaclone.